Today we are diving into a hot topic in the photography and videography world. That's right, switching camera brands. Should you do it? Is it really worth it? Well, spoiler alert, probably not. So let's talk about why sticking with your current camera brand is often the smarter choice for your wallet, your skills, and let's just face the facts, for your sanity. Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you that are new, yes, I am a Canon guy, but this really does pertain to all people, Sony included. You're welcome here. It's a safe place, but we are going to be talking about generally, why would you stick with your camera brand? And at the end, why would you switch? And who are the type of people that would want to switch? So we will get to that soon. First up, let's talk about money. Camera gear isn't cheap, we all know that, and switching brands can be, well, a financial rabbit hole for most of us. Think about it. You've already invested in lenses, batteries, flashes, accessories, everything you could possibly think about. And then you decide, well, hey, I want to switch. Well, what does that entail? Well, when you switch to these different brands, many of these items become obsolete. Replacing them can cost you thousands of dollars. It's not worth it. For example, let's say you own a Canon camera, like me, with 3 lenses, because that's typically what everybody has. And then if you switch to Sony, you'll need to get those 3 lenses right there, and they're not going to be compatible with the Canon ones. So now you are looking at the very low third-party realm, $500, up to $2,000 if you're getting the brand names. And then you need to get a new charger, you need to get batteries, you need to get the memory cards, well, because they have type A, not type B like Canon. So now you got to go into that realm. It has just become expensive. Not to mention selling your old gear is not as easy as you think. Now, you can go to places like KEH and sell it used and get what you can, and it's the easiest route to go, but it isn't the most cost-effective way to go. Going on Marketplace is probably a lot easier, but again, you're dealing with a lot of people and they want to finagle prices as well. And you are selling something that's well over $1,000 and your demographic in your community is not that large for that realm when spending that kind of money. And it doesn't stop there. If you invested in software and presets tailored to your current system's file formats, well, you need to adapt new workflows, which can cost you time and, yes, more money. Now let's get a little technical here. Now, one of the most underrated advantages of sticking with your camera brand is familiarity. Yes. You've likely spent years mastering your current system's interface, button layout, and quirks, especially if you're with Canon. There's a lot of quirks. And when switching brands, you're essentially starting from scratch. It's like going from Apple to PC or PC to Apple. There is that learning curve. Learning a new camera's menus and controls takes time that you could be better spent improving your actual photography or videography skills. We all know we need that. Plus, in high-pressure situations, muscle memory matters. How many times did you go to hit a button and it didn't go right because you're on somebody else's camera? Or if you're on a computer, same thing. Apple, you hit the wrong key because you're used to PC and vice versa. You don't want to miss that crucial shot because you couldn't find the ISO button. That's right, I said ISO because that's going to tick some of you off. ISO, I think it's just really funny. But regardless, you hit the wrong button when you meant to adjust your ISO and your shutter speed just changed. And let's not forget the tech gap might not be even as big as you think between these cameras. Now, modern cameras, regardless of brand, are incredibly advanced. The differences in image quality between each of these brands are often negligible, unless you're pixel peeping at a professional level. Sticking with what you have is usually more than sufficient. Now, another factor to consider is your emotional and practical attachment to your gear. Trust me, I call mine my lovers. And your camera is an extension of your creative vision. Switching brands can disrupt that connection. You can have breakups and it just doesn't feel good. You know, like the song says, love the one you're with. There's something to be said for the confidence that comes with knowing your camera gear inside and out. That's right, I said that. It allows you to focus on the composition, lighting, and storytelling rather than fiddling with your unfamiliar settings of the new camera that you're playing with. And let's be honest, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sony. I'm just kidding. I don't know Sony very well at all, really. But every camera brand has its pros and its cons, and switching to a new system might solve one problem, but introduce another. For example, maybe you want Sony's low light performance, but you'll miss Canon's color science. That's right. It's real. Color science of Canon is not a myth. Dry land is real. Now, are there times when switching makes sense? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. If your current system genuinely can't meet your needs, like if you're moving from photography to high-end video production, then switching might be worth it. But even then, consider this. Renting or borrowing gear may make more sense to test it out before committing to that group of new lovers. Let's just put it that way. This way you can ensure the benefit outweighs the cost and the new system truly aligns with your goals of creating some beautiful images with your lover. And at the end of the day, the best camera is the one you know how to use. Instead of jumping ship, focus on mastering your current system and investing in the skills and accessories that enhance your craft. I sound like an after-school special right there. But yes, your wallet and your creativity will thank you later. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you might be wondering, Jared, are you going to ever leave Canon? And I think most of you know this. No, I love Canon. I've been shooting Canon for over 25 years, 27 years now, starting with the SLRs, then DSLRs, now the mirrorless. And so no, Canon is my lover, but once in a while, I'm open to introducing other lovers into our relationship. So Sony might be a lover in the future. Will it be my main squeeze? No, it'll just be a little fling off to the side. Maybe I will buy a Sony camera in the future, but not now. I'm not ready yet. I'm still having fun with my Canon. Now, some of you may not even know this, but I haven't always been committed to Canon. I've introduced other ladies into my life, like the Lumix GH5. It was in my life for a while. She was small, petite, fit into my pocket. I can walk around with her. It was great. Canon didn't mind it because, she wasn't really in the way. But eventually her sensor was a little too small and I like nice curves of the Canon. But again, convince me to bring Sony into the relationship. I might not be opposed to that. Will I give up Canon completely? Will Canon not be my main squeeze? Well, no, Canon will always be my main squeeze, but I'm willing to bring in other cameras, especially with this channel. I am willing to take in other cameras so I can test other lenses. But right now, my focus is not that. My focus is really just enjoying the gear I have, saving that kind of money, and encouraging you to do the same. Now, if for some reason you're convinced to leave Sony for Canon, well, I have affiliate links right below that will help out this channel. So welcome aboard to Canon land. Now, the moral of the story is to love the one you're with, but play with other ones when she's not looking. Yeah, that's the way to go. And renting. Renting helps, but that could be seen as prostitution. So make sure it's not. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned because later this week I hope to be talking about this, the Kippen Speed Booster Pro for medium format lenses. It's going to be really exciting. So we're going to get into that footage. You're going to want to be subscribed. Oh, and check out these videos right here. They are magnificent, wonderful, crafted out of perfection just for you. Right there. Just one click away.